Welcome players and listeners to the Deck of Many Tales channel. My name is Sakori, also known as Corey, the DM of the Theros campaign called Who Among You Shall Fall. For today's tidbit of Theros lore, let's go over the term Nyxborn. Since the beginning of known time, the gods have sent down creatures from Nyx to the mortal realm to accomplish various tasks they would assign to them. These creatures are called Nyxborn. When Nyxborn creatures have accomplished their task, they would either retire back to Nyx to live out the rest of their lives till needed again, or continue living on the mortal plane. Due to this, Nyxborn creatures eventually copulated with the mortals and created new races such as elves and gorgons, for example. We will get more info about them as the campaign continues. But for now, let's get back to our crew. Our heroes are still on their way to Deyda Harbor, and after a night of battling and boozing, our heroes will begin their day anew with a hearty breakfast. Let's join them, shall we? All right, so we are starting. It's the next morning. You all got a good night's rest, so it's basically just about sunrise, and you hear a lot of noise coming from just next door to your room. A lot of people coming through the hallways, going to the area here, and it just sounds like regular folk.
Regular work.
Just regular work. A few people, a few staff members. A few other passengers. So this is basically where you're hearing the noise coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
How early in the morning would you say it is?
I will say just about 7, 8 a.m. The walls are very thin, so you've definitely heard people kind of coming through the hallway here. People coming up from the top deck, coming down because you're all the way at the base, bottom deck, and there's now just a commotion of people in the room next to you.
Whoa.
Oh.
Good morning, everybody.
If this is alright with you guys, I'd say that Cypress is already up and going.
Well, I would say that if it's breakfast time, then I think Aisling would be around actually helping to fix that and serve it.
That sounds good. If you want to put Aisling in the kitchen, which is here, or she could be serving the people. Cypress, if you say you are awake before everyone else, that's also fine.
Probably only like 6:30.
Okay.
Because he's letting himself sleep in.
Oh, okay.
Kidding. Kind of.
So what is he doing early in the morning then?
Do they have the passengers working on anything, or they just okay? He'd be on the deck, and I don't know if anybody would be seeing what he would be doing. So.
Okay.
But he's coming down now to.
Okay.
Right now, he's coming down to eat.
Right, so that means we still have Cypress. Oh no, Cypress is there. We've got Zen, Tanis, and Dex waking up. What's happening with you three?
Oh my god, Birdman, that thing in the cup, very strong.
Zen is sleeping as if he's never had a hangover before. So he doesn't respond to you. Just except for a slight groan.
Oh, you got fucked up on your own side too, my friend. Very good. Morning.
All you hear is very loud snoring.
Good morning. I'm sorry. Can I get your name one more time? I think through my drunken stupor I heard you guys talking last night. I'm Dex, and I put out my hand. Great.
Are you doing this to Tanis?
Yes, I'm doing this to the lady in.
She's gonna look down at your hand and then look at you, and then completely ignore you and walk away. Yep.
Okay, very well. Birdman, you want breakfast or snoring? Okay, goodbye.
So as you guys make it into this dining area, you see basically there are 5 other passengers outside of you guys. There is a dwarf sitting right across from Dex. In the same table next to Dex is a... No, it's definitely a dwarf. And the person to Dex's left is a elf. Yep. There is another woman who has her eyes basically covered up sitting at the head of the table there. The table next to the other table that's fully occupied are these two characters. One looks human. He's hooded. And the other one is a tiny kobold who's also hooded. And then there's, of course, you guys sitting at your table.
Baby kobold.
Yeah, little kobold.
Hello, Dwarven brother. Able to pull up chair with you and your compatriots?
The little dwarf looks up from his. Clearly, these seats are not made for short people because you can only see the top of his eyes.
I know this struggle with the height.
And he just like lifts his head even higher, and he's just like, yeah, yes, you made it. You can join. You can join
Whoa,
our
brother.
table.
Chill. Not that is serious. Why are you nervous?
I'm not. This how I talk.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not make fun of you. I just wanted to show you that I am friend. Deck.
He does not see your hand.
Over here, brother. I
Okay.
have like a height thing, and I like lean over to like. My name is Dex.
The small man reaches up with his tiny little hand, and he's just like, Bart is my name.
Bark, nice to meet. Got a 7.
17 on both of them.
Yeah, I'm just like looking, seeing what their deal is, seeing if like, you know, how their morning's going.
The lady with the covered up eyes doesn't seem to pay mind to anything. She's just kind of sitting there waiting for the food to be set out. The elf lady next to you just kind of snickers. She seems to be very what's the word? Comfortable around short people, because she's not looking down on you per se. She's kind of like trying to get to eye level, looking at you both.
Hunched over.
Yes, she's very hunched over.
I get it. I'm very short. You don't need to make eye contact. You can look down. It's height difference. It's not a big deal. Don't hurt your back.
She just smiles, and she starts doing what you can assume is sign language.
Oh shit. Wow, this is really awkward. I don't know how to communicate like this. My friend Bart, do you know this language?
Bart looks up as best he can. He's like, yeah. Don't. That's six. She lost her tongue.
My friend, here. I hand Bark a piece of paper. If this is easier for you to communicate with, and I also hand a piece of paper to
Dix.
Wow. I hand piece of paper to both. If this is easier way to communicate, we can do this. If you prefer the other way, it's up to you.
And so he takes the piece of paper, he looks a little like disgruntled because this might not have been the first time somebody's asked him to do such a thing, but he does it.
Oh no, I don't think that your voice is annoying or that you're bothering me. I only thought that it was hard on your body. You see, my body is very small and weak. Trouble like with strength.
Okay, so Dex here is trying to make friends. He's sadly offended one person at said table. Unfortunately.
-1 charisma. I'll do that to you.
Yeah. What's going on at the other table that is currently with our two quiet colleagues?
Quiet characters?
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't know.
then, do you want to say that you come in?
Okay, then, yeah, why don't we start with Zen then?
Has food been brought out?
Oh, food? We're waiting on Aisling for that.
Yeah, yep. I'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, just go ahead and move me into the common room that y'all are hanging out in. Because she'll just go ahead and serving that. He's serving that, thoroughly avoiding both Zen and Cypress's eye contact, particularly.
I'm still in bed.
What's for food? What'd y'all prepare?
I'm gonna say the Grecian thing because I was trying to look up ancient Greek food, and because I want to be accurate. So I'm gonna say it is a grilled fish this morning
Nice.
for breakfast.
Are you sure it might not be the fish y'all killed yesterday?
I mean, it
Who
might
knows?
be.
It's just an
All she did was
arm.
cook it. She didn't butcher it. It could have been Pepsi. I don't know.
Possibility.
Hey, can I have a Pepsi? Yeah, and what do you want to drink?
Does she try to make any small talk? Does anybody try to talk to her while she's going around serving the food?
Yeah,
He's not really going to talk to anybody beyond saying good morning and just setting the plates down.
I rolled to see if Cypress would notice her kind of acting strange, and quite on brand, he got a 7.
That's
So-
fair.
Perfect.
He just kind of returns to 7 and says, "Good morning. Would you like to sit with us when your job here is done?"
No, thank you for that offer, but I have other duties to perform around the ship. I have to speak to my captain this morning, and there are several other matters I must attend to. But thank you, Cypress.
Understandable. Good luck in your matters.
Thank you.
Not awkward at all.
No, not at all.
No.
I'm gonna put her back in the kitchen for now.
Cool. Back in the kitchen where you belong.
Yeah. If you
Not
want
to
me to
make a
move her
joke,
somewhere
right?
else, let me know. Like if you want to
Okay.
have her with a captain and the first mate, I could put her there.
Yeah, I'll do that after everybody else has their
All right.
morning moment here.
All right, Zen, you are waking up after a great time of drinking. Maybe it might have been your first time, maybe it might not have been, but you.
First time, huh?
Definitely not the first time. Oddly enough, it's the morning after has never really been a problem for him.
Oh.
Oh.
He's never been able to stand the taste the first few times, and he's trying to figure out there's got to be a better way to do it.
Let's do.
But yeah, no, he's essentially going to unmummify himself. Walk outside and see that there's a cluster of people. Is there an open seat he would see?
Yes. So he will see that there's one open seat at the table Dex is at, and there are 3 open seats where Cypress and Tanis are.
Join us if you'd like.
I'm assuming that the table that Dex is on is noisy just because of Dex and Dex and Bark, and the other table where our other 2 players are at
Is super quiet.
awkwardly quiet.
Fair enough.
All right. Then he just moseys his way onto the top table.
Sounds great.
All right.
Oh,
I guess he
my-
doesn't want to join us.
Hello, my bird friend. You give me something very strong last night. Wow. Put me right to bed.
My cap.
Essentially from one of my packs of rations, just very cautiously pull out a small pouch, fold it gently, and take out a few small, and these look like odd little things, and he essentially just starts pecking at his own hand.
Wait, he uses his hand like a beak?
No, he's had like a plate and
Like a plate.
He's
Oh!
can't see it on his own hand.
So
he
you're like
starts eating.
bobbing.
He just starts bobbing. Yeah, he's still in full cloak though, but you can clearly see the fire has started to perk up.
all right. Dex rolls inside check on Birdman.
Okay, roll.
I got a 15 plus 6, 21.
Jesus crud, what are you trying to insight?
I want to know his whole deal. Like, Birdman give beverage to friend, then does not say good morning, and then immediately sits at table, says no words, and then starts to eat from his hand.
How rude.
Okay, he
know if
didn't
rude's
hear
the
you
right
the
word.
first time you said that because he was out cold, and then he woes up to the table. I don't know if anyone said anything to him while he walked up and sat down.
Oh yeah, I talked. I sorry, I should have describe it better. I look directly at you and try to make contact and say, "Good morning, friend. You gave me very strong beverage last night. What was that?"
Oh, glad you enjoyed it. It's called. Just a quick second. He looks through his book. The Good Stuff.
It was very good indeed. Where do you get this?
And he just looks at his jug. If I need some, I can make a lot, but I don't usually need some.
My name is Dexter. What is your name? Can we be friends? How do I acquire the good stuff from you? What do you want in return?
Do you have a day when we're not gonna fight, or maybe we are gonna fight? But do you have like a big? And he just like starts with his hand like a box of like, I need a barrel, I think, or a cask. Can you get an empty one of those?
My
Like some
friend,
cups.
I will retrieve this. You wait. I do this after breakfast. I go talk to the captain. He's my friend. And I know he would love this good stuff. Yes.
Okay,
friend,
and he
yeah.
extends he extends his oddly clawed, and it's weird. The feathers that start right after his wrist are red and a little glowy-ish with fire, but the hands themselves look like they have like an almost a scaled texture to them.
I don't even bat an eye, and I shake his hand like it's completely just like any other hand. And I shake it. I give him like a firm, good handshake. I say, "My friend, Dexter, what is your name? Don't know if you said it to now or last night."
Oh, my name is what? No, Zenra is my name.
Good to meet you, my friend.
Sorry. Well, you're my friend now, right? So you can call me this if you want. My friends, only some friends, not very friendly. They called me Wildfire when I was a kid, but it's fine if you want to call me that or Zen.
What would you
short.
prefer?
Um,
I prefer when people call me Dex. It's easier to say.
okay. Hi, Dex.
And what would you prefer to be addressed as?
I'm used to Wildfire, but I'm also used to Zen, and Zenra is only for when someone's usually mad at me, or it's my dad or sister.
Okay. Zen. Oh, okay. Cool. Zen. I will refer to you as this or my friend. Thank you. When I go and talk to Captain, I will retrieve a big casket for the good stuff to be acquired and shared between us, yes?
Okay.
I also like look at a gesture to my new friends at the table, the halfling and
It's not a halfling.
sorry, he needs to be a halfling.
He's not a halfling.
To the dwarf and the elf to my bark.
Sorry, go ahead.
Stick.
Oh, I brought out 4 mugs that are still full of no longer cold, but like from that previous night of ale. Because
Ew.
of the 4, I did like make sure everything was like out of the original jug and onto some cups. So we had a frat party, just a bunch of mugs filled with it. I can make a lot with this thing, and I emptied it all.
Oh God. So this entire time of your interaction between the two of you, Bark, who is still trying to scribble down what almost seems like the autobiography of the elf lady across from you, doesn't make any movement or doesn't seem to realize what's going on around him. While Thax here, she's just like deadpan staring at you, Zen, because she's just like, because you're wearing your cloak, right?
I am.
Yeah, so she sees there's a glow, and then she also saw the hand, and she starts signing towards Bark, but Bark's not noticing, and she's just kind of signing in the air some stuff. And the lady the lady who basically has her eyes covered, she made a notion when you arrived, based on your, let me see here, passive. Oh, actually, you might have seen it. Zen, you would have seen her kind of, there's like a small smile that kind of peeks out from under her mask there.
Oh, if I see that, I'd like stop and bow a little. Just keep going. And after this conversation, it is the hand immediately in the pocket for Birdseed.
Sounds good. Let's jump over to the other two who've gotten their food.
I think for the most part, other than probably some odd hello, and is the food good?
Let
Did
me
I
roll.
roll?
Yes, you please. You're the one cooking.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you were here still.
Yeah. I'll do this and then I'll try to restart my computer. That's a 12 and I already clicked out of my page. So
Let me see. Hold on. That was a 12, right? Just a straight
Mhm.
20?
Yep.
And I'm going to say you have proficiency in this. So that's a 14 because of your history.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty decent. It doesn't
Alright.
taste like the body of your enemies. And if it was, you wouldn't know. It's freaking
Awesome.
This is some good cooking. My compliments to the chef.
I think Tana, seeing that it was Hazing that delivered it to her, is a little guarded. And she's actually going to be checking the food thoroughly just to make sure there's nothing fishy about it.
I mean, it's a fish.
Yeah, I mean, ha ha
Pun very much intended.
ha. But then when she sees that it's safe to eat, she'll just silently start eating it.
Yeah, no, you part of how you're able to tell that it is safe is probably you see Cypress just kind of like he kind of looks it over and like he doesn't like dig in, but he does begin eating basically immediately.
Mhm. Yeah, that'll
He
definitely
doesn't.
eat it. She'll like look at it, be like, okay, there doesn't look like there's anything weird
He's
added
not
to
foaming at the
it.
mouth.
She'll like sniff it a bit, smells fine, and then looking at Cypress and seeing that he's just going at it, she'll
And
start to
eating
slowly.
man, like not like full on digging in, but he's enjoying it. He's eating it. He's not like ramming the plate into his face and just like
Perfect.
consuming it, but
Shoveling
he's
down food.
not shoveling down. He's not like anything like that, but he's eating it. He's enjoying it.
Yeah, but I think
Like-
seeing him eat it, she'll be like, okay, I guess it's fine. And she'll start to slowly eat it too. Though there is a look of distaste on her face because she's not a big fan of fish.
Really?
But food is
Nice.
food, and she'll do what she has to get to survive.
Beggars
Okay.
can't be choosers. No. When you're at sea,
Exactly.
our options are somewhat limited.
Fish or
And-
nothing.
Yep.
Well, unless you specifically
bird
stock up
seed.
on stuff. Oh, and I assume that they're transporting supplies as well as just people. So
Who knows? Maybe all those bags are actually your luggage. Y'all are traveling
Maybe.
super heavy.
So
Not all
many
of us.
weapons.
so many graves.
Honestly, my entire thing of rations are just little tied up napkin bags of like dried up fruits and seeds.
What are you gonna
Aw.
do when you start seeing like bird houses everywhere?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna
Uh,
go straight into
Okay, your birthday cake
no,
will be
I'm
a
a
suet cake.
No, if I see a bird feeder or wait, bird cage or bird feeder,
bird feeders? Let's do feeders.
then I am going to, assuming I've progressed long enough, I'm going to introduce to them honey-coated seeds.
You're like, this is
Aw.
garbage. Give us
Yo,
the good stuff.
Y'all need to get some real shit.
No, I'm immediately going to take all the food
Good
out,
stuff.
then pour the honey like and mix it in, and then just back, and then just hope it goes well and leave.
Aw. Okay.
Just hope the honey doesn't stick up their esophaguses since they're tiny birds, not
Oh no!
medium-sized, normal.
That sounds super
human-sized
depressing.
bird
Oh my
people.
gosh.
Look, there's a reason we don't feed
Probably
rice
not.
to pigeons anymore.
Your clan found out the hard way.
We did.
Oh my god.
Sir, Joannis ate a rice cake and died.
Despite all that, so you guys have been eating now for a little while. I don't know if you guys wanted to do any checks on any of the passengers, or if you guys wanted to talk a little bit more about yourselves. Or
Get
to
a
each
roll
other.
perception check for a hamster person?
Yes.
I was gonna roll perception check for the people I'm around right now because I just realized I started eating this seed in front of me, and I rolled to see if he would do it or wait till people got their food too, or I'm just the asshole eating first.
Oh no, there's
Hold
food
on.
in front of everybody. When you had arrived,
there it
everybody
is.
had gotten their food.
I'm using the app on my phone.
Yeah, go ahead.
Perception +2. I rolled a 3 + 2, 5.
Everyone looks pretty decent, like they got a good night's rest.
Yeah.
And no one is a hamster folk.
Yeah, as far as you know.
As far as we can
Fudge.
tell.
Yeah. You are a little bit suspicious of the person in front of you. Because he's
Yeah.
small.
The woman
He's
with
been
the
stuttering
mask.
this entire time.
Can I roll
no-
my? Would it be insight or perception?
If you're just looking for just general info, perception. If you're looking for more detailed information, like why is this person doing these weird things with her hands, like trying to figure out why they're doing what they're doing, then investigation or insight. Pardon.
I think
Yeah,
I'll
actually-
because I don't think I've seen the hand thing before.
I actually am interested in seeing how those two at that table.
Okay, we'll get to you. If
they're
you want to make your
reacting.
roll, you can make your roll. Let me just do
No, you're
Zen's
good.
character first.
All good.
See,
17.
Not bad. So you have seen this before. There's nobody in your village, or that you've known closely, to basically that does sign language, but you have seen it. You've seen like travelers, very few, and you've also are familiar that usually people who sign, there could be one of three reasons. The first reason, they were born that way. The second reason, they may be a follower of Clothis. The third reason is, they don't have a tongue.
And I've not heard them speak.
Mm-hmm.
Dun dun.
So she's
Not
just been
yet.
signing this entire time.
All right, no idea what that means, but I'm just gonna slowly continue birdseed while I just look around at everybody.
Fair.
So, my friend, you just prepared this? I see. Have you ever tried this fish? This nice lady bring us fish is very delicious. Probably very healthy for you.
Can I roll to see
Uh,
if I heard that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
also
come back
talking
as soon
to
as you
Zen.
finish.
Ooh, that's a base 17.
Oh,
Nice.
and your perception, yeah. Where is
Mhm.
it? She's Louises, +6. Jeez, yeah, you heard that. Your ears are
Okay.
freaking amazing.
Aw,
Elf
well,
ears
what do
now.
my elf ears hear? Well, that's sweet. That'll get a smile from her. Although you wouldn't see it, it's in the kitchen. I just wanted to see if she'd hear that.
Yeah,
Wait,
Hmm.
she wanted to see if she heard me compliment her food?
yeah.
She's
True.
by the door listening.
Yeah.
She's just like, do they like it?
Oh,
Do they
yes.
like me? I mean, to be fair, he is one of the two people that she isn't super skeptical about.
That's
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
True.
note did wonders. I love it. Yeah, no, he looks quizzically and just asks, I didn't know this was for me. Is it for me?
Yes, my friend. She bring around for all the passengers. I think the food was included in the charter charge.
There's like a little twinkle in his eye where he just gets what you just said.
Aw.
Sorry, what?
There's a little twinkle in his eye. He's just like, oh my god! Food!
Yeah. Yes, how is it? It is quite delicious, no?
Let me try it. What do I roll to determine if I like this?
You know what? Roll like a 20, and if it's a high, then you like it. If it's a low, the lower it is, the worse it tastes for you.
19.
Oh! Yeah, that shit's
Ooh.
great. It's like heavenly.
You
It's
love it.
almost near perfect.
This needs something else.
Booze.
Still good.
Birdseed.
I think it need the bird seed. Yes, my friend. Feel free to add to it.
Sesame
Alright,
seed
so-
oil. I'll take note of it.
And you can see him judging if he's gonna either sprinkle his seed from his hand onto the fish or just go from the plate to his hand.
My friend, I think it is up to you how you consume this meal, but I think it is more courteous if you
Nope,
eat
just from
from the plate.
nope, plate and then hand and plate and hand, and just back and forth till they're both gone.
Oh, that looks delicious, and I'm going to eat my fish.
To a certain extent, I almost imagine he like just shoves them both in his mouth.
Funny
Basically,
thing,
this
I eat
entire
the bone too.
Mm.
this
Bone.
entire time, poor Bark is still writing. He hasn't touched his food. He hasn't looked up. He's just writing on this piece of paper. He actually finished writing on the piece of paper. He's pulled out another one from his bag to continue
Bark,
writing.
bark, my friend. You don't. What are you? You don't need to write this much.
He is not
I-
listening to you. He's writing.
I
You
take the
stutter
piece of
in the
paper.
writing?
I take the first piece of paper that he finished writing
Sorry.
on.
Okay, I'll get back to what it says in a moment. Let's jump to Cypress. Cypress, you wanted to make a roll, yeah?
Yeah, I rolled a 16 total to kind of just examining these two at the table, the kobold and the human, seeing if they're up to something or if they're like peering around or if they're having some kind of conversation.
So you were checking to see if there's any form of suspicion from this table,
Like-
like if they're
Suspicion or if they're talking about something, kind of just like examining. It's like, what are they doing?
okay. You'll be able to notice that they haven't touched their food at all. Like they're just kind of playing with it, and they keep looking over at the table where Dex and Zen are sitting. They are whispering to each other quite a bit while looking over. One of them notices that you've been staring, and it's the hooded figure. He's going to look you in the eye, and he kind of makes a grunt. Just, can I help you?
There's people watching.
The hooded figure kind of makes another grunt, it's like, pay attention to your own. And then he just goes back to like fiddling with the food. He's kind of like breaking up the fish now in front of him.
Is there a problem?
He doesn't acknowledge you at this point.
Interesting.
Yeah. Dennis, did you want to do anything?
I'm assuming I overheard that, right?
Yeah, it wasn't quiet.
Mm-hmm. Can I roll an insight on him?
Sure.
I wanna
On
see
the
if
hooded figure?
Yeah, I want to see what his mannerisms are, like if he's nervous about something or anything along those lines. Let's see.
Go for it.
18. Okay.
Not bad. So from what you can see is this person isn't hunched over or anything. He's sitting up quite tall, like proper. His mannerisms are they're not barbaric, and they seem almost like he's well trained. He has very good posture. Even like the way he's playing with his food almost seems like delicate and elegant in a way, compared to like if you were to watch a child or like just a commoner eat their food.
He's posh.
Mm.
Maybe.
Or Birdman.
Mhm.
For
Okay,
Birdman, yeah. In comparison to Birdman, for sure, he definitely seems to have a higher standing in society.
Fish tacos
okay,
with
okay.
birdseed.
But you'll also kind of notice there's a bit like his leg is tapping almost as if he's anxious. But outside of that, he looks like he's pretty well kept together.
Okay. Then in this case, it's going to be Tanis' turn to stare at him.
Does he notice this time? Oh, he does.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us are incredibly stealthy or subtle.
No, not at all.
when it comes to this stuff.
She is blatantly staring at him like it's obvious.
Yeah, and I'm rolling high for his for perception, and he's just like it's. These are nice rolls. Why didn't I have them last time? He peers up from his hood, feeling another person staring at him, and he then turns to Cypress. He's like, "Watch her, woman."
She's not mine.
Tanis will scoff.
And then he just kind of like looks at the lady, and he like gives her a once over, and he also kind of scoffs as if he's unimpressed. And he's like, "Fucking Nicksborn."
What was that?
Oh,
Ooh.
What was that?
Can
Hold
I
on, I
roll
have
to
to.
see
I
if
have
Dex
to roll some.
also heard that?
Dex will have to definitely roll a perception if he was trying to listen.
Yes, I'm definitely trying to constantly listen to everything that's going on around me, because Dex is just a person who tries to absorb as much information from his surroundings as possible.
You
Would
can
my-
roll for you if you want,
Would
but
my
I got a
passive
12.
pick it up?
if you want a passive pick it up, let me see what yours is.
Oh, that's so low. Oh
Mine
no.
is 13. No,
I forgot,
15.
You have angered the horde.
Are
Yeah, you
elves
passed.
Nyxborn? Is that what?
Yeah, as well.
Oh.
Not Nyxborn, but you have. When people say Nyxborn, they mean that you're not. People usually mean your race isn't an original race of Theros. It either means you're from
Oh.
Nyx or you're a descendant of a Nyxborn creature. So if they, yeah. So
Yeah.
elves are also some people will call elves Nyxborn, even though they're not Nyxborn anymore. And it's the same, unfortunately, for Tannis as well, because
Mhm.
as a Yuan-Ti,
Yep. Yep. She is going to slam her hands down on the table
oof,
and rise up quickly while she is glaring at this man. And she's just going to see, what did you call me?
he just kind of looks up and grins, and he's like, "Nyxborns can't hear now? That's new."
Yeah, she's going to she's going to kind of make her move now.
Okay,
She's gonna get right in his face.
nice.
And she's gonna grab him by the collar of his cloak.
All right, now before we get into what may or may not happen on that situation, what is everyone else's reaction to first off hearing somebody call Tannis a fucking Nyxborn and Tannis all up in his face about it?
Did
I
I
think
notice that?
I think
You did
everyone
notice that,
notices.
Sen.
think
At this
everybody would
point,
at
you
this
would have
point.
definitely noticed she's in his face. Anybody who has a passive perception over 13 would have been able to hear the fucking Nyxborn. In what context?
Ooh.
Probably not. But yes. From the
Yeah,
looks of
I
it,
think Cypress.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cypress has not stood up yet, but he's like kind of backed away from the table, and he's kind of tense so that if something does happen, he can get up. But he's not gotten up out of his chair yet. But he is
Okay.
very much kind of glaring disapprovingly at this guy.
We'll
Like,
just
you
see
just
what.
pissed off my friend.
Ooh.
How much do I know enough to know that's an insult?
for
No.
you, I don't think your character would be familiar with the idea. Being called a Nyxborn almost seems to you like an obvious statement. Like, yeah, she's from a race of the Nyx. So am I. It's basically saying your hair is red and Dex is short to you.
Okay, but I noticed that, but I also noticed that she seems to have gotten angry for some reason.
Yeah, that's
Um,
definitely something you'll notice.
So I'm gonna have at the ready, just not yet, Pyra on command to essentially be summoned between them.
Does Pyra do the fire? Oh wait, you don't have. Are you having Pyra come in now?
No, I'm essentially just having that ready in case I
Preparing
need
it.
it. Yeah.
Okay, got it. What about the other two? What are you guys doing?
We'll just see what Aisling would do, and all she's doing is peeking out of the kitchen door.
Okay.
She's got it open just a few inches, and she's peeking out.
Okay. And
Dex will like see her stand up and see him like getting into it, and I get up and I'm like, whoa, 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 my friends, we are guests on this boat. We don't need to fight. Why we do this? And I like look up, obviously, at both of the people.
This fellow is
Uh,
being awfully
Tannis is
disrespectful.
not looking at you. She is glaring daggers into this man.
okay. So what basically happens is this man is just like, he's just like scoffing still, kind of like, you don't threaten me type of appearance. One thing you're gonna notice is as you pulled him closer, he's under his cloak is full on plate armor. Like
Hmm.
full on plate armor.
Okay. Okay.
How's his companion reacting to all this?
Doesn't give a fuck. Still eating.
Fair enough then.
Just like, look, food's in my face. You fucking started a fight. I'm technically a Nyxborn too, so bitch, like I care. He don't care. He's just like food.
I do not
It's
give
at
a fuck.
it is at this
I have
point
no-
the lady from the table with the eyes kind of covered, kind of makes her way between the two of you, and she has a staff with her, and she basically pushes on the man with the plate armor, puts the staff on the man with the plate armor, kind of trying to get him away from Tanis, and basically she looks towards Tanis, and despite her not being able to see her, she speaks, you're the one from, I understand. Bear in mind, he is not worth the trouble, especially considering what you plan to do. This will get you nowhere nearer to your cause.
Wait, who says
Is
this? The
this
blindfolded
going-
lady?
Yep.
Is she like saying this out loud, or like is this something like that's telepathically being said to me?
Oh, she says it out loud.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I assume we can all hear that at this point.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with the beautiful blindfold lady. Why? We don't need to do this right now.
Blind lady kind of grins. Like, not grins, she has like a soft smile, with her head slightly tilted to Dex. But her staff is still there is even though she doesn't look like she has a lot of force, there is a visible like this man is trying to get closer to Tanis, but he can't budge.
Tanis will turn towards this woman, and still very angry. We'll just say, if you know what I must do, then you must know I cannot let pests like these survive.
And she nods her head understandingly, and kind of leans in towards you. I'm going to send it to you in a message. If any of you want to roll to see if you're going to hear this, that would be great. But if not, I'm just going to send it to you privately.
Perception?
Or, yeah.
Go
Roll to
ahead,
see if
roll.
he's interested
Oh.
before I roll.
3 plus 2. Rolling hard again tonight.
He is
Ooh,
interested.
I should just use my passive.
Okay. I rolled
Oh,
a
wait,
19
that's
to
a-
see if he was interested, and I rolled a nat 20 to listen.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 15.
You rolled a nat what? A nat 20?
20.
Damn. And a
To listen in.
15? Okay.
I'm using my passive if that gets me anything.
Okay. No. This is a really high roll, that's why. Okay. Tanis, as it is your character, I'm going to send you the message first, and then you can tell me if you want me to say it out loud or if you prefer that I message it to Cypress. Hold on one second.
Okay. Okay.
Which I think kind of does make sense since he's closer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was saying
Yeah.
here would be
Whoa,
Cypress.
I mean, Dex is standing right there in between these whole
No,
people.
you haven't
just
moved your
because he's
character.
me.
You
You
still
haven't
chilling
moved
at
your
the
character
table.
token.
I'm not at my desk because I have to cook dinner.
Oh, you didn't tell me to move your character. You could
Oh,
have.
dang.
Oh,
I see.
No, it's because Deck. He
Well, he's
can't
just
hear
so
anything with that head.
short.
yeah, I'm just so short. I'm actually like actual distance of sound has to travel so far.
How's the weather down there?
Probably not as good as the weather up there, my friend.
It's hot. Kidding.
Oh.
So that's what she whispers to you.
Oof. Okay. I would say message that
Doesn't
to
say too
Cypress. I don't
much.
think I want that out
Okay.
loud quite yet.
Ooh.
Okay,
Ooh.
Copy. Sorry, guys. Player choice.
Yeah. It. Difficult. What would Tanis do?
But how does
She
Tanis
knows your
react to hearing
secret.
this? Like, what is her visual? What's the visual on Tanis's face hearing this?
There is a mixture of more anger and shock. Because
Okay.
at first, I don't think she really believed what the woman was talking about, but now she's fully like, okay, that this woman actually knows what she's talking about now.
Cypress, with that, has kind of stood up and kind of walked like a step or two closer, not like full on getting in between them, but like has kind of perked up a little bit more.
Okay. So what happens now? What is she doing?
She's going to, I guess, relax her body a little bit so she's not as tense, and just turn towards the woman and go, I
Steps to
will
leave. Sorry.
spare him then. However, I demand answers.
And she just nods, and she waits until you remove your hands from him before she moves herself away from, like, moves her staff away from him as well.
Yeah, then she'll let him go as soon as she nods.
You'll get your answers. I assure you
Who are
this.
you?
And she just smiles again. And she just kind of nods her head, and she's like, your answers will be with you shortly, but I must take my rest. It's still quite early for... Please pardon. And with that, without really...
I was just agreeing that it is very early. I'm going to eat and go back to bed too.
she
Lex
kind
is
of
still
just...
here, yo.
she giggles a little, and she just kind of nods. She faces directly towards Tanis, and she kind of gives a reassuring smile despite the fact no one can see her eyes, as if she's trying to tell her that, don't worry, I'm not, like, running away. But she does actually... You can now,
away.
like, as soon as she removes her staff from the hooded figure, she visibly looks tired, as if she was straining herself. And without much else or anyone else to interrupt her, she ends up leaving. She goes to her room. The hooded figure here just fucking... he's pissed. He's annoyed, and he's like, fucking Nick's born. And he basically just leaves. He pushes past...
Dex definitely wants to pick his pocket as he leaves for being a cox.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I
roll.
rolled something. I'm sorry, Dex.
Oh.
I wanted to roll to see if I would do something, and I would only do it on a low roll, and I rolled a 3s. So, as
Shoulder check turns into a full brawl.
I think how I'm gonna have it play out is I'm not gonna full on deck him. I'm gonna, like, have that sort of shoulder bash thing as he's kind of walking by.
Okay,
Kinda,
so you, like,
give him a glare.
brush... Right. So
Yeah.
Can I
he's
use
gonna...
that like distraction to try and like pick his pockets with advantage while he's like getting physically like touched?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I think that's awesome.
I mean, a shoulder check, you're gonna stop and turn around.
Yeah,
I got a
he
15 plus
basically... he's
5.
looking towards the exit and then gets pushed. Yeah, okay, I'll let you know what you pickpocket, and you grab a small little handkerchief, which I will tell you what's on it because it's going to be very familiar to you.
Ooh.
The guy is just like, the fuck... he's red in the face, and he's annoyed, and he's pissed off, and he's just like, he wants to fight you, but something catches his eye, and he's just like, and then he leaves. The kobold is not moving, still eating, kind of looking around to see if anyone was going to touch his partner's food, and since nobody's looking at it, he's starting to eat his partner's food.
Perfect.
I kind of turn to Tanis and say, we, I believe, have some things to talk about sometime soon.
Tanis will look at him a little uncertain, but I think it'll click in her mind that he probably overheard everything that they just talked about. And so she'll let out a resigned sigh and just go, fine. It seems that we may be on the same side anyways.
I give a nod.
Ooh.
It's at this point, Bark is finally finishing his biography or whatever the hell he's been trying to write out. Dex, you did pick up one of the sheets. The first sheet basically is written out the way he talks.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's why it took so long.
Dex, can I roll? Should I roll a deception check or a stealth check to roll my eyes without my new friend Bark seeing?
Sure, why not? I feel like he's not paying attention. He's too short to notice.
Okay, I like sigh, like roll my eyes once I've picked it up, and I just put it back down, and I do the whole sleight of hand. I get the handkerchief, and
Yeah. Thax, on the other hand, she's kind of like, oh my god, I'm a Nyxborn. I'm a descendant of a Nyxborn. Like that's not cool. She's just kind of been petrified the entire time, but she's just mouth agape, not understanding what's happening, and she again starts signing now that Bark is finally paying attention to her. But and Bark kind of looks around, finally understanding what has happened after what Thax has signed to her, and he's like, maybe he's a return. Maybe. And he starts like stuttering all over again, talking about the rumors that have been recently spreading around Theros about how the returned have been coming up, causing trouble. But for most of you, I'm assuming, based on... Actually, no, all of you aren't that smart.
I'm smart. What the
No.
hell?
I'm just looking at everyone's like history.
I wouldn't know it.
No.
Wait,
I
would I
actually-
know anything about Return?
You,
I actually,
if you guys want to roll for a history about Return, you're more than welcome to. I was just gonna say, because for the most part, not a lot of you look like you're doing great in history. Zen and Dex look good in history, but you're all welcome to.
12
Can I
Yeah,
plus 4,
persuade you to
16?
roll with advantage because of my background? Because of where I've been.
No.
I will say yes.
Yes.
Roll persuasion to persuade her to allow you to.
I got
Oh,
12
good.
plus
Show the
4,
DM.
16.
Okay, 16.
I'm gonna roll just to see if I do know about this because I think this is more
Fort?
decent stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I very much intentionally like the background I think that I had me having proficiency in history, and I had to figure
Box
out how to
that.
change that manually because no, he does not have skill in history.
Yeah,
That's
this is
okay.
fittingly only 3. Yeah, so I
That's
don't know
okay.
anything.
Well, I'm still gonna say it out loud, but
14.
That's
okay,
6 minus
14.
1, 5. Very appropriate.
All right. So, unfortunately for our human-looking folks, which would be Aisling and Cypress here, you two would not know this information or not be very familiar with it. But to the other three of you, you would know for a fact that Return don't speak. So,
Mm-hmm.
or at least you've never heard of a Return speaking. So whatever Bark is talking about just doesn't seem to add up.
Hmm.
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 But he's the way he talks, it sounds like he's fully believing that whoever you guys were just in a scuffle with is a Return, because he's like, oh, he hates Nyxborn, so that's probably a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right,
Interesting.
breakfast is basically almost done. Aisling, did you want to do anything?
I don't think so. You guys might just notice her slowly backing into the kitchen after that whole scuffle.
Wait, my chef! This was delicious! You have to teach me how to cook this fish!
She'll just sort of peep out again and then sort of slip through the door and say, "Are you talking to me? I did cook this morning."
If
Yes,
you
my
did cook
compliments.
this, then yes, I'm talking to you!
Oh, well, thank you.
What do you call this dish?
Grilled fish?
Oh,
Created
wow.
beloved.
Should have knew that, but okay.
Yes, my compliments. It's very, very good. I like it.
Super
Good job.
exotic.
Question:
I
Does
look-
she react at all while I'm trying to approach her as well?
Ooh. Yeah, so Zen's approaching you. What are you doing, Aislinn? You see Birdman coming.
She, her genuine surprise in being complimented, it was worn as a really wide surprise smile, and now it's kind of diminishing as Cypress talks and then Zen approaches. I'm so sorry, guys. I love your characters. I don't want my character to be scared of your character, but reasons.
She is terrified of everyone.
I feel like I would try and. Can I notice to see if I notice that she's afraid?
Oh, it's obvious. She wears
Okay.
her emotions on her sleeve.
Yes, my friend Zen here said it was very delicious as well. I could see him bearding it down.
Did you just say birding? Birding it
Yeah.
down?
Yeah, bearding it down.
Okay. New word of the day.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I wish I could talk, but I have other things, like as I said, to attend to, and well, I must be off. So
Okay.
excuse me.
If you need
Ah,
help,
yes.
let us know.
Good luck with that.
Right. So she's just gonna skirt around you guys, and I guess she'll head for the captain's cabin.
Okay.
Where is that on the ship? Hold on.
They're on the next deck. Oh,
Okay.
You'll see Zen, like, as soon as she leaves, he just looks down at the plate he was carrying and then sighs a little.
Aw.
He was going to ask for seconds.
Oh, bless his heart.
Well,
Well,
Tanis
he
didn't
can
eat
always
much of
ask.
her fish, so it's still there if he wants to go get more.
He doesn't know that. He just assumes you have
I
to
was just
get more
gonna-
from the person.
Scarf
looking
down raw
down.
fish.
Oh, poor Zen. I feel so bad now.
Mine.
Oh, no.
As soon as Aisling leaves, the kobold here finishes his meal and like looks up at all of you and bolts out of there.
Can I
cares.
try and pick his pocket too, as he's like getting up?
Yeah, I guess so.
Dude, these guys are cocksuckers, but I don't want to fight them.
Here's my question. Do you want to plant some evidence on him to make it look like he stole from the first guy?
Oh, no.
No, because I haven't gotten a chance to look at the rag yet, and I don't want to look at the rag in front of him and have it extra sus.
I mean,
Because
that's
I
true.
want to know what the rag is. I just like I haven't
Sorry.
assessed it yet, but it was a
No,
good
I get it.
idea.
Yeah,
6,
sorry, my Zen's starting to come out. Sharp
6
is-
plus
Yeah.
5, 11. Sleight of hand.
11. Okay, 11 here. You don't get much. You get a small pouch.
Yeah,
That
as long
feels
as
like
I
it might
don't
have.
get caught. Not getting caught is a lot.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
fully. His mission is to get out of here. He doesn't notice. But you do get a small, what seems to be a coin.
Lit.
Huh.
Hmm.
Can I look at this handkerchief now?
If you want, roll me a history check, sir.
I think I
You
got
should know
plus
this, to be
4. Oh, I got a nat 20.
Okay, fine. You know
Nice.
My
everything
only-
about this. You know
Ugh.
when it was made, you know the cloth, you know the designer, and you'll also notice the emblem. The emblem,
Sherlock.
he's very, very much a Sherlock. I don't know if you guys remember that word from all the crazy terminologies that's coming up from this campaign, but a hoplite is basically a citizen soldier. And every polis, every little settlement has basically their own form of hoplite. So just think of them as local police, if any. But they're like,
Like a neighborhood watch, basically, but for the whole city.
yes, and they're a little bit more organized and definitely not people you really want to fuck with anyway.
Hmm.
They are usually, they're either, if there's two different versions of hoplites, there is the one where they are not in armor because they are volunteers, essentially. So they're more like Citizen Watch at that point. Or those in armor who are trained to be soldier first, essentially. And the emblem on the handkerchief is of the Miletian state.
Oh, wait, that sounds familiar.
Oh.
Militia. Wait. Oh, Meletus.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Mm.
a lot of
And-
things make sense now.
yeah,
Dex
and
is gonna
here,
go greet this guy later.
and it is unlikely that just any person would have said kerchief, especially of such quality. Whoever owned said kerchief is not just a regular hoplite or hoplite. Yes. This person is of significant rank. You can almost assume that they might be an apelkatoi, which would essentially mean that they are a leader, or they're actually chosen from one of the bigger cities to watch over the city guard. So he might be significant.
So you may have pickpocketed a captain.
Essentially.
Nice.
Does Dex know this guy? Dex doesn't know this specific guy. He hasn't seen him around or haven't seen him.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't know
this one
okay.
specifically. No. I'm going to say for certain reasons, character would not know. Under normal circumstances, you would know, but
Okay.
for whatever reason, you do not know who this person is.
Okay.
Face is not familiar, voice is unfamiliar. But yeah.
Maybe they're new.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he stole it from the actual guard.
Maybe. But it's also
Ah.
really strange to see a general or a hoplite outside of their jurisdiction. Especially in armor.
Well then.
Yes. Hoplites will normally stay in their jurisdiction and stay watching of their place, of their chosen area. If they choose to go elsewhere, they will not wear their colors, quote unquote, because it is not their job to police in other areas, actually. So that's it.
I want to look at Tanis. Yo, this racist fuck. I don't know why he's such an asshole. I tried to steal from him to try and like get back for being such a jerk to you, but he only had this rag. I don't even know what it is. And I show it to
Do I know what it is?
You would know the what's it called? The symbol.
Okay.
Because for the amount of time that you were in Miletus, that is a symbol that you've seen quite often, especially in the that you were looking for the information that you were looking for while you were there. So you are familiar with the symbol, but you aren't familiar with like the rank or anything like that.
Okay, so in that case, she's gonna look at the handkerchief and see the symbol. And then once again, she's just gonna scoff and roll her eyes and just go, well, we can't expect much from those people of Miletus. They are surprisingly bigoted.
Really?
Poor girl, she's been spurned. Who hurt you?
Oh, this
I'm
is
sure
from
plenty of people-
Melides? How did you know that?
She'll look at him curiously and just go, the symbol. It's from Miletus. He is from Miletus. And just
No,
the way
you
she
see-
says the city's name, like you could tell she does not like Miletus.
It's not like Miletus. No. It's the stain on the rag. It's a specific color only served in dishes in Miletus. Yeah.
See, this dye here is made from a certain plant that's only found in Miletus.
Yep.
You see this yellow
just kidding.
cut? That's a mustard stain from a very specific mustard.
Like I can see Zen just looking over. It's like, what do you guys? That's mustard. That's not.
Oh, Zen.
That's not a symbol. That's mustard.
He just takes a little bit of it, licks it, and is like, Dijon from the coast, the side we're heading to.
Nice.
All right.
Oh
Well,
my, if I got a natural 20 on that, that's how I describe that happening.
I'd let it. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Okay.
So Do you wish to confront this person, or simply let things remain as they are?
Is he asking Tannis?
Yes. And kind of just generally,
To the group?
mostly to Tannis.
Hmm.
I am in need of answers first and foremost. Exterminating pests can come later.
Well, then, perhaps it's time for that talk.
She'll
If you're up for it.
look around, see that there's a lot of people still here.
Just the
And,
other two.
I mean, that's a lot of people to her.
No, it's fine.
She still doesn't trust really anyone, and the only reason why she's even thinking about talking with Cypress is because he already overheard. Fine, but not here.
Any particular reason, or is it kind of glancing over at the others?
She's gonna look at the other two and just.
Specifically,
You don't know
Dex.
who.
I
may
feel like
be
Dex
listening.
is like on his like. He's just grinning. He's like, "Look at me. You look at me. I'm
I can
innocent."
I can
Pinch
hold
me.
a secret.
Yeah.
That is exactly what Dex is doing.
Like
I'm going to
full
go find
ubu.
the captain.
I don't even think he's smiling so much as like looking away purposefully to hopefully they say something out loud.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where would there be like the least amount of people on this ship?
Unfortunately, just because it's just after breakfast, it is a very busy ship.
Figured.
You might be lucky on the top deck, where you guys had the fight, and Thomas lost half his face.
That's probably where
kinda what I
she'll
was
head
thinking.
anyways, just because noise. There's probably
Okay.
noisier up there, so it'd be harder over here. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Dex,
she's
what
gonna
about
try
your
head-
character?
Dex is gonna go find the captain because he wants to get ale with Zen, and he also likes to interact with him. So he's gonna gesture to Zen and be like, "Hey Zen, you want to go get the barrel so we can get more of the good stuff?" And I wink at him.
I just look at him. I do that weird pigeon, like look to the side when he winks at me.
No.
Let's go to talk to the captain.
Yes.
All right. So you two are gonna head to
Let's
the
go.
captain's Aisling. So before they get to the captain, you got there first. Just before you enter this area where your crew members have told you the captain and the first mate are having their breakfast.
Mhm.
On your way in, you hear two of your crewmates basically complaining and arguing how they didn't have a good night's rest last night. It is then that you come in.
Okay. Oh, she'll just give a little knock first before slipping inside the door.
The captain's just kind of like he sees you and he like gives you a small like nod acknowledging that you're there, and the two colleagues of yours, they have essentially gone from complaining to the captain and they are now surrounding Ada because they know that nothing's gonna happen if they talk. So they
Oh,
are
poor
complaining
guys.
to Ada.
Yeah.
Basically the two people there, they see you and they stop for a second to just be like, you're here. Good morning, pretty lady.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Nah.
Oh.
Nah. And
I'm
then
sorry.
just before they could say it, like before anything else happens, the one who is talking to you basically just turns to Ada. Is like, there's no place for me to sleep. And the other one who's next to him just kind of nods.
That's
And
just awful.
Yeah, and so they continue to complain over to Ada.
Oh,
But
no.
the captain just kind of tilts away from Ada because he's like, I don't have to deal with this shit. What's up? And he looks over to you. He's like, what's up?
Well, Captain, I'm
You had a
sorry,
good-
but... Oh, go ahead.
You had a good morning, love?
It's been an interesting morning, but I must say it has been filled with tension, mostly from the last night. I have some things to discuss private with you, Captain, away from everyone else.
Oh, yeah. Last night you did great, by the way. Like, top-notch work. Proud of
Well,
you.
Thank you, Captain, but it regards... Well, it regards some of the people who fought, but it also regards... And so she sort of glances around trying to motion what she's thinking, and she just sort of tugs at her cloak.
Noticing that you're tugging on your cloak, his like cheesy grin and playful nature kind of drops, and then he basically tilts his head over to the captain's quarters, which is here. If it will let me ping here.
Okay.
He's like, okay, well, let's talk inside about our guest, shall we? Ada, you got this, right? Before she could say anything, he's already gone.
Oh, poor
And
Ada.
Ada is... It's so early in the morning, but she has booze in her hands, and the gun, the barrel of the gun, like on her forehead, as if she's like being like, "What the fuck am I doing here? Why am I listening? Morons!"
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah. Okay. So the captain goes to his desk and he sits at his seat and looks at you. What's up, love? We gotta kick somebody off the boat?
Hope it doesn't come to that, Captain. But it would seem to be something... I fear that it might come to that. I don't know. Sir, I recognized one of the passengers, and one of the passengers seemed to recognize me, or recognize my cloak at least.
Well, that's a funny predicament. Not many people... And he kind of looks over at the cloak. I mean, at least I haven't seen anything like it.
Exactly.
It's rare.
And I even have the note, and she takes out Zen's note and she hands it to the captain.
Does it say on... Oh.
He's gonna murder everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Knew it.
But just to refresh, the note said, "Hi, it's Zenran from the other room. Anyway, that cloak looks nice. Where did you get it? It looks so familiar."
Oh, that's such a cute little
Aw.
note.
It's like, it's threatening to my character, but it's in the least threatening way possible.
How does it sound in her head? Please tell me, how does that sound? Like, read it again.
Oh, hi, it's Zenran from the other room. Anyway, that that cloak looks nice. Where did you get it? It looks
Yeah.
so familiar. Like something
Yeah.
like that. That's how it sounds in her head.
So the captain's reading over this note, and he's looking at it and looking over at Aisling and at it again, and his brain basically reads it the way Zen probably wrote it, but then as he's like looking at Aisling being all nervous and fidgety, he understands how she read it. And he's just like, oh, okay. Did you talk to the fella?
Well, I talked to all of them last night. I basically I knocked on their door and assured them, after briefly talking to Ada, that they'd all be compensated. And when I spoke of compensation, they all more or less said that getting to the location safely was compensation enough. But they also said that they wouldn't mind coin. But that's besides the point, Captain. When it comes to me and this note, I did talk to Zenran, his name, and he seems harmless enough, but that could also be a ruse. And I also recognized the name of another one of the passengers, Cypress. I know I've heard that name many times.
Cypress. He tries to think about if he's recognized the name before. And for a brief second, it looks like he does, but it kind of disappears. It's like, you know,
Nope.
we deal with a lot of passengers. You might have heard somebody talk about any other Cypress. Are you sure you're not overthinking, love?
I don't think so. I mean, I know there are people with different names, but have you seen the man? He looks huge. He looks like he could have been from you know where. And a man like that would certainly have been who my ward would have spoken of.
He like slumps in his chair and his fingers are basically what's the finger tapping on the arms, just kind of trying to think things over. It's like, okay, you're not wrong, and if by chance this cypress is a cypress that you're thinking of, love, he's only going to be on the boat for 1 more. We should be arriving tomorrow morning.
All right.
If you're all right with that, I'd rather not have to throw a passenger off like we did 3 trips ago.
Right. I'm afraid that he has the potential to spread the word about me, and I don't know. I don't want to put you in danger either.
Love, don't worry about it. I've dealt with worse, and
I'm sure.
don't worry. We promised your man that we'll take care of you. I ain't gonna let nobody hurt your pretty little head, girl.
Her gaze just kind of sinks to her arms. They're sort of crossed under the cloak, and she sort of just pats it, and she looks it back up to the captain, and she says, "Have you heard anything from him? Anything at all?"
Actually, that's I'll be honest with you, love. We haven't heard anything back from Alaire or the others in quite some time. We're hoping to get news once we dock.
All right.
Look, don't fret. If you're worried, just stay away from him. As for the cloak note boy, talk to him. Maybe he just has a weird sense of fashion, cause surely that ain't my thing.
Right. It could be nothing at all, but and again, he seems so specific about it. But if nothing else, I'll tell him the simple truth that I did make it.
I know your type. You're fidgety. You're worried, especially after everything you've been through. But it's okay. You're safe on this boat.
Right. She purses her lips, and she is not going to say it.
Ooh, now I really want to know what he says. But okay. He notices that your lips kind of purse up, and he's just like, he kind of squints, kind of like confused. But he knows better than to question a lady, especially working with Ada. And he's like, if you really feel uncomfortable around them, you tell me. I can move your quarters. But as of right now, it seems there ain't a lot of places for people to sleep.
Oh, of course, I'm not going to ask you to do that for me at all. No, just I just try to find lodging. Please work with Ada, if you would. She's a good woman, and she means the best for you. And she's obviously struggling with a lot of these things, and if you could help her with them, and actually, never mind. I've said too much.
As you basically start saying all these things, he kind of like walks up next to you and puts his hand on your shoulders, like patting. It's like, I know. Y'all keep getting on me about Ada. She's too fun. I assure you she likes this stuff, love. Now, if that's all, I still got some food left on my plate, so.
Right.
Oh, by the way, make sure you speak to Ada. I completely forgot, but I gave her a task to give to you, so she'll go over it with you.
Right, this mystery passenger, right?
Yes. Oh, and I mean, I could give it to you. You know what? Get Ada to give those passengers that helped last night. They were all so cute, doing their best. Oh, by the way, Thomas, I'll let him go soon, but he's doing okay.
That's good.
And tell Ada to give your them passengers their reward, preferably before they leave.
Right.
But yeah. Don't worry, love. We got you.
Thank you.
And he kind of like does the gun thing with his fingers.
That gets just the slightest smile from her, but it's more of one just to be like, yep, okay, you're promising me everything's gonna be okay, but, things
He
could
doesn't-
not go okay.
And he basically comes out, and Ada is yelling at these two, saying, "We will deal with this when we dock. Just bunk with someone else."
Oh, poor girl.
And the two lizard folk just kind of grumble and walk out. As they walk out, that is when Zen and Dex are making their way into the room.
I go and I knock on the door to the captain's quarters.
It's wide open.
I
I'm gonna
walk
walk in.
in. Hello, Tyrak, my friend. I stick out my hand to shake his hand.
Zen, are you following in after him?
Yes.
Okay. The captain kind of, at this point, he's like scoffing down the food because it's getting cold. And he knows that if his mouth is free, Ada's going to start talking to him, expecting him to talk. So he kind of like looks over from behind his shoulder and he's like,
Yes, my friend. I wanted to discuss with you to find entrepreneurs about the situation last night with the monsters. So what up with that whole thing? Is this a common thing that happens?
Zen is gonna look very odd because he thought he was here for something else.
You can't just I like lean over to Zen and I like whisper to him like, buddy, you can't just go to a person and ask for something that's bad manners. You have to talk first. You should write this down.
He just scrolls through a thing that says one of his little booklets has like a little thing for manners. It's like ask politely when asking for someone, and he's making a little small note under it. Small talk first ?
Also, I look at Ada because like the captain's clearly avoiding him. Like, I look at her and be like, Mistress, I know it is you who really runs this ship. So please, what happened with the monsters?
She still looks visibly annoyed after just yelling at her two crewmates. And then shoots a death glare, like almost the entire boat. Anybody who's ever worked with Deyda, everyone gets this shiver up their spine because they can tell she is pissed. It's just a
Ooh.
thing. The crew members know, like, and especially since Aisling's there, she sees this and she's like,
Do I
okay.
see that she's drinking?
Yes, she is like full on drinking this bottle down, giving this death stare over at Tyrak.
Okay, so
And-
she's using a bottle, not a mug or something.
Nope. She always seems to have a bottle in her hands when she's around this captain.
I'm gonna take out a mug and just put it on the table and fill it up with grog.
As soon as the bottle escapes her lips, she takes a long, deep sigh and then she looks over to Dex. And she's like, look. You know as well as I do that these waters ain't safe. So yes, this happens often.
Okay, but okay, that's fair. We did both know this. There was talk of compensation, but I understand that you two wonderful people are hardworking entrepreneurs. Can I make a small request?
She kind of takes another deep sigh and she's like, okay. You're still gonna get compensated because Captain over here has requested it we do so, so don't worry about that, little one. But what is your price?
Miss Captain Lady, yes. My friend here, Zen, he produces how you say the good stuff. And I point at the bottle and I point at the mug. But he needs like a big container to make it in, because apparently he makes a lot at one time. I don't know how he does it. I'm very interested to see, because this is a really good stuff. And do you have like a barrel or something we can all partake in a nice drink together?
So she's kind of looks over and her eyes squint like she's almost questioning, are you asking for a barrel this early in the morning, contradicting the fact that she's drinking this early in the morning. But then she sees the mug and Zen. Is Zen drinking from his mug?
No, this was for her to try.
Does he offer it to her when she's like staring him?
Yes.
She kind of like looks cautiously. She looks over at the captain and she looks over at Aisling, finally processing that Aisling is now in the room. She's like, ah! And she gets
this bottle.
She like gets flustered and she hides the bottle under the table. And she's just like, okay. And she takes the cup. And as she's trying to take this sip, she is glaring at all the men in the room. But as as the drink touches her lips, is it cold?
Yeah.
It's
Crisp
fresh
and
and
fresh.
cold. Yeah, she's a sucker for ale, so it doesn't matter what it is. She's super happy.
Look at her and that's the good stuff, yeah?
Like her eyes are wide the minute, like as soon as it touches her taste buds, her eyes go wide, and she's like, there's almost in disbelief.
Good stuff, yeah. Let's get a barrel.
And she stares inside the mug like, this isn't real. What is this? This can't be real. But she can't deny the fact that he's whatever it's called, it really should be called the good stuff, at least in her books. But she doesn't want to give Dex the satisfaction that
I
he's
look over
right.
to Zen and I stick my hand up for a high five.
He goes up and tries to like essentially palm it and then shake hands because he thinks that's what you're doing.
I want to look at him. My friend, let me teach you a friendly hand gesture. And I like take his wrist and I like hold it up and then I high five his hand. This is what friends do, yeah? To signify success or triumph. And I raise up my hand. High five.
Let me just roll.
Oh, he's
gonna
gonna
grab
poke
his
my
hand
eye
and-
out. He's gonna poke my eye out.
Dexterity check.
Stab you right in the eye. You'll wear an eye patch the entire rest of this adventure.
Perfect. Even better.
No, just a monocle.
Perfectly high fives you. That's an 18.
Oh,
As if he's been
Nice.
doing it his entire life.
Yeah, like it looks at my elbow, does like the perfect, like you're a natural, my friend.
I was waiting for Rotron 2.0 not being able to take it and do it.
Here we go. But yeah, no, he does actually just ask if you have a small keg or something. And it's just with this weird looking jug that the top of it specifically looks like the top of a mini Rubik's Cube with different corks or
like
cork
notches.
heads. Yeah, like so it looks like you can click it and different design. It's like a different I guess spout for each of the stuff it does.
Ooh.
It's a weird looking thing.
So Ada here, she's like still staring daggers at Dex, but seeing how like delicate and sweet Zen is, she can't continue glaring at him because she's like, he seems so innocent. Fudge. And then she looks over at Aisling. She's like, visibly fighting with herself to not be herself, essentially. So she looks over at Aisling and says, Aisling, darling, can you take the gentleman down to the lower hold and show them where the empty barrels are? And
She lifts her face only slightly, sort of showing a I really don't want to kind of look on her face, but she'll nod and steadily just pat over. And I forgot to mention, Aisling always goes around barefoot, so you always hear her just this little pitter-patter walk.
I mean, technically I am too, but it's hidden underneath the cloak.
Technically, I am too. I'm a half.
I think actually Cypress is also going barefoot.
is everyone
Oh my
just
Is Tannis the only one with shoes on?
Maybe. That's a strong
Oh my
maybe.
gosh.
Tanis is
Actually, no,
wearing
I-
That's a
sandals.
strong
but
probably.
I think Cypress probably also has sandals of some kind.
I feel like
don't think
Cypress
so.
should have
Yes.
some type of
Nope.
sandal.
He has Birkenstocks.
I've got straight talons for feet. I pick people up, I can fly them away.
I have big halfling hairy feet.
The most
Oh,
charming.
Okay. Later, you and me got to come up with a combo because I can actually, like, with my talon feet, grab you by the shoulders and take you into the sky, and you can just snipe people from the air.
Dude,
Oh
I've
my
been
gosh.
looking. I look at Zen. Been looking for a friend to help me fight. As you can see, I'm
just-
not good at this.
He just holds up his hand like a high five again.
Dex sheds a single tear. I'm gonna roll a stealth check to see if I can hide it from everybody.
no, critical failure. You're balling.
I
You
got
start One Piece
15.
crying.
One Piece crying.
Yeah, I get a 1 tear and I high five Zen and I like wipe it as I look back at the two ship captains. I say, "Do you want me to bring up some of the good stuff?" Yeah.
The captain this entire time has been eyeing Ada in this cup, and he is doing his damn hardest not to hide the excitement on his face.
I look at him and I
Do I
shoot him
see
like
this?
a bro nod.
Yeah, no, it's obvious. Like, he is trying his best not to grin by grinning.
Then he's gonna Zeno's just gonna take out another flask and essentially ask the remaining two of Dex and Arias if they'd like one. But the captain's getting one.
I look at Zen and I say, "Zen, if I deny this good stuff, you shoot me right in my face. Yes, not me." And I take the flask.
And I just fill that up as well. And I'm also gonna make a quick side note. Test if really Dex offer good stuff.
Don't forget, if not, shoot in face.
Yeah, if not,
not-
shoot my face, not me.
Fireball to face.
If not, immediate on site.
Good note, good note, good note.
The captain looks at the mug placed in front of him, super excited, but he doesn't move from his seat because there's still food in his mouth. And
Something to wash it down with.
But Ada is also giving Captain death stares. You guys can roll an insight check if you want to know what those death stares probably mean.
Okay.
Can the captain roll a death saving throw to avoid the death stares?
He is unfortunately he can't
Perception or insight?
insight.
There is no rule.
Insight.
Aisling, you get
Advantage.
Advantage.
Thank you.
Okay.
My brain just didn't want to work.
I rolled 14 plus 6, 20.
Okay. Okay.
15.
Okay. So if I roll again, I have to take the second number, right?
No,
You could choose.
advantage.
No,
is
you
just
roll
take the
twice
highest.
and you
Oh.
take the highest.
Oh, okay.
That's how advantage works, and the opposite for
Oh,
disadvantage.
okay. Yeah, that's 16.
Perfect. Y'all pass. Basically,
Nice.
her stare is you touch that mug, you won't have a hand because you are basically the captain. No drinking on the. And the weapon she has been carrying around with her is now on the table, facing said captain. Captain's just smiling, as if nothing's wrong, but it's very obvious he's terrified and knows best.
I'm gonna roll something because this actually goes back to a little thingy I made up that just. His brother taught him a few things about this. How to sneak people to people when it looks like they're not supposed to see it getting handed to them. Oh, it's a 12. Okay. So he's making he's making an additional note in an odd language only one of you would be able to read, I think.
At this point, Ada, as she's giving the death stare over to the captain, she tries to calm her voice down, and he's like, when you find the barrel, please make sure you bring up the rest of the passengers. So, compensation, right, Captain? And he just nods. That's with a big grin. But
I look at the captain and hit him with a bro.
it's almost as if he doesn't nod, he might die.
Aisling just sort of she's gonna look between the two, and she just smiles. This sort of, "Oh, look at him,"
Oh,
kind
what
of
is your
smile.
passive, by the way?
The captains?
No.
Aisling?
Our,
Hello?
Like Acelings?
Window.
yeah,
Yeah.
Aidling. Sorry, it's
Okay.
Oh, okay. 16 passive perception.
nice. So you did notice what he scribbled in his note. I don't know. Would you know Druidic? I think you would.
Oh yeah, she knows.
Definitely.
Then there is a slight piece of the message that had something to do with the captain.
Oh, what was it?
Save for later.
Oh,
He's seen some. You imagine he's seen a similar situation like this before.
huh.
All right. So while Aisling is going to take these two boys down to the lower deck to find an empty barrel, we'll jump to the people upstairs on the top deck. They have their conversation, which needs to be had. We're gonna switch over to secret room. You guys don't destroy my boat.
Of course not.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, we're overthrowing the
Mhm.
boat. Or the new.
I'm
We're
still
still here.
Tannis,
Go away! Go away! Go away! We're about to go
Go
pirate.
into secret room. Let me see if it works.
Okay, guys, you ready to burn the boat down? She's gone.
No, I don't like fire.
Oh, it's gonna be real awkward when I summon my friend.
Yeah, look at Zen and like this guy, right? Okay, so we're going to the barrel, right?
Yeah, I
Right.
just need a barrel, something that can hold at least 4 gallons.
All right then.
So hello, beautiful. My name is Dex. What is your name?
My name is Aisling Rose.
Wow, that's a beautiful name. I hold out my hand.
She will take your hand.
I try to kiss her on the hand.
She she
You
would
fell for that one.
she would go stiff as a board and and sort of go wide-eyed like, "Oh my gosh, what is this man doing?"
Just a pigeon stare from Zen.
Yes. Sorry, this is formal greeting. I'm just showing my appreciation for your beauty, and I appreciated that you're going to show me where the barrel is, the
Okay,
good
I love-
stuff. And I elbow.
I love the fact that we're still doing this in the office, so I imagine her gun is pointing directly at the back of your head with you knowing it.
Oh my gosh.
Dex definitely knows, but I'm very much like the captain, where it's just like you just don't make direct eye contact with the T-Rex or it'll attack you.
Well then, let me show you to the cellar then. This way, gentlemen. And Aisling will just she will worm her way out of that out of your grip, Dex.
I walk out, I look at the captain, bro nod, and then like over my shoulder without looking back, and you like raise up your hand and do like a peace out kind of
Mhm.
thing. I do that without looking. Hopefully, my fingers don't get taken off.
So yeah, Aisling would just lead you guys down to the cellar and motion to the barrels, sort of peeking inside which ones are. She'll knock on them to see which ones are empty, which ones have liquid in them yet. I think you should be able to find something over here. These are the ones that we cleaned out most recently, and here you go. And she lifts. How large of a barrel do you need again?
It's a small one, just something to hold 4 gallons.
All right. Well, and she just lifts a sizable cask, probably about twice the size of what you really need, and set it down at your guys' feet.
Okay, then you see him pull out that same jug. You filled up the
Whoa,
flask.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Two
whoa, whoa,
wine.
whoa, 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 whoa. We gotta take it back upstairs, at least minimum to a room, and it'll be way harder if we fill it up first. We should bring it up and then put the stuff in there, yeah.
Whatever it is you want to do, I'll let you decide how you want to go about this brewing.
Do you not want a drink, my friend?
Well, she sort of looks side-eyed at Zen and then kind of squints at Dex.
You
I
don't
would.
need to have it here. We can go upstairs with your friend. I intended to bring more to Ada anyways.
I'm filling up
I
a small flask.
would. I'd love to. All right. And she'll just look very tense the whole time.
Alright, Zeren, I flex my bicep and you can see that it's pretty much concave. And I Zen, I'm able to lift this up by myself. Could you help me or you do it?
Oh, okay. And you say that, those specific words, this is what I'm summoning to help you lift up the keg.
Oh. Yeah,
Where is
that's a.
Where is this?
Yeah, that'll get a squeak and a hop back.
You will also get a squeak and a hop back from from Dax. Holy shit! That's what this whole.
Yeah, I think same thing I did last time. Essentially, just hand out a little bit of flame from my feathers, and then just broils out of the ground. Oddly enough, it's just leaving small singe marks, like its paws, but nothing else, which is odd because it looks like it's blazing on fire.
Oh my god, that is cool as hell, but also super scary. Please don't ever use this on me. And as the lion fire thing walks past and like singes the floor, Dex takes very care to step on the prints to make sure that it's not embering or anything.
Oh.
It's not, but it's really cool. It almost looks like someone's walking with like a branding prod.
Yeah, this makes Dex nervous because he doesn't want to have to swim. So he makes very good care to make sure that as it walks, he steps behind to make sure that the paw prints don't light the boat on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I am riding this thing, by the way. This thing is acting like a mini mount, and I'm carrying the barrel.
So we'll take it back up to, I guess, the captain's quarters. And we'll see if they want to drink.
All right.
I peek in. It seems that they don't want to drink because they're still fighting. So I say, we can just post up right here and have a drink in the nice broad daylight. Enjoy the sun, right? Yes. You like the sun, Zen?
I like the sun. I'm just gonna sit with a giant lion next to me and like a mug of ale.
Sit directly on the floor, crisscross applesauce, back against
no.
like... Huh?
I'm actually using him as like a mini stool.
Oh, your mount? Your scary lion?
Yeah, he's like
Oh, wow.
down on all fours, and I'm essentially using him like a giant pillow and just sleeping on him.
Oh.
I crisscross applesauce on the floor, back against like the railing, and I sip the mug and I go, this really is good stuff.
It's nice.
Aisling is
I was gonna say, do you want cup?
a small one, thank you.
He just pulls out a small cup.
How are you doing on this fine day? You seem to be working with my friends Tarek and Ada, but I have not seen you on the ship prior. I have not taken a charter in a couple months though.
Been working here for several months. If you haven't seen me, maybe I've just avoided you for the trip. Who knows?
How do you like working for my friend? Know that Ada wears the pants.
They're very decent people. They treat me fairly, very well. And well, it's not my place to say, but I think they would make a fine couple indeed.
Dex kind of like fumbles while drinking his drink. You know when you don't like bit take, but you go like, right? And he's just like, oh, I just assumed that they were together, but I guess not. That is probably the most terrifying woman on the seven seas, though. That is.
Well,
Well,
they're not together as far as I know, but they do work together sometimes. But the way that they work around and sometimes with each other works in a very interesting way. one that I think could work to help them live in a beneficial way, in a relationship. I mean, and she'll just sort of cap that answer with a drink.
Oh, I forgot to ask. Did you get my note?
Your note? Oh, yes, I did. About my cloak, right?
Yeah.
Well, whether you've seen it or not, but yeah, it is my cloak. Yes.
He starts to look at it a bit more for detail.
Mm-hmm. You'll notice that it looks, I mean, hand woven, obviously, but it's looks like it's yarn dyed. So each individual strand has been dyed and woven together very precisely in a sort of evergreen colored plaid pattern with some white.
Maybe it was his after all.
What do you mean? And she looks very, very tense, like she's staring you right in the eyeballs.
It was a long time ago, so my memory's not great, and I didn't pay attention a lot. But someone once came to my home, and I think he had that on, or something close to it. He was nice.
Oh,
Don't know if I'm supposed to say.
you remember what he looked like?
Little, but I was always told not to. But I never really paid attention to my dad's business. It was always me, him, and my brother.
Oh. And she looks kind of disappointed. Like she was wide-eyed, like she was really curious, and now she's just disappointed. Looking like she's trying to think of how else to talk about this subject.
Oh, I guess you guys know each other?
No, I can't say I've ever met him or seen him a day in my life.
This is actually the first time I've been outside of my home for ever.
Oh,
Where is your friend?
you said the name of your village.
Did he? What did he say it was? I think maybe I was asleep.
Oh,
You were
Started
asleep,
with-
yeah.
started with an F, didn't it? Fatia? Or,
It's close, yeah.
okay. What's it like there?
Fatia is... Well, it's just home for me, so... It's nothing really different or new. There's the volcano, the forest, houses, people, my friends, brothers.
Do you
Fire.
have many brothers or sisters?
Only one of each.
Oh, I see. But,
So, sorry. What were you saying, my lady?
oh, I wasn't. Nothing consequential, Dexter.
Yes. So, why do you work with my associate? What has brought you to the boat?
Well, I'm from a small village, and well, I needed work, and I heard that the ships were a decent way to have both board and work all in one place, and so I decided to come here. And again, she takes another drink to sort of cut off her answer.
Then, what brings you here on the boat?
I need to get to the other side of the ocean.
Oh wow, that's very far away. I think you're going to need to find a second boat. What
Oh,
takes
no.
you so far?
Well, I don't know where I have to find it first, but I'm happy
Is my-
where we're getting there first.
Basically, from where you guys are and where the other two are, you can kind of see the other two can look down at you, essentially, from where they are.
Oh,
If you guys are
Yeah.
loud, they can hear you. If they choose to pay attention. But
Yeah.
on the upper deck, the two just finished their conversation, and they heard the captain or the driver of the boat.
mm-hmm.
Who's
Uh,
driving the ship?
not our captain, who is still
Kidding.
scared for his life.
I'm actually going to walk in there and try to sleight of hand him a flask of the ale.
Ooh. All right, roll that for me because I really want to know.
Oh,
Taking a look over at Ada's reception right now.
good old emotional whiplash.
Oh yeah, it's really gonna be great.
You can get help if you want. Dex is like right there.
I mean, I would ask him, can you help me do something? I used to do this with my brother and dad.
And you could
What?
ask
What?
Aisling, who could very nonchalantly walk into the office.
And do some distraction, so it's like super advantage without actually super advantage.
I mean, that's fair. I'll ask you, like, because I only saw the guy who wore that a few times, and it's probably not even the same guy. Can you go in there and ask your friend if she could come out here to taste this to make sure it's all good? Because she seemed to really like it, and I just want to make sure she thinks it's fine.
You want me to ask Ada to come out?
If she's okay with it, to check if it's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be fine out here. My alliance with it. This is Pyra, by the way.
So you
Hello.
want... Okay, you're gonna go inside. Fire Lion's gonna stay outside.
Fire Lion is gonna stay outside next to the cask of ale.
Zen, can I pet this thing? Will it burn me? I think it would be weird if a fire lion was left unattended on a boat made of wood by itself.
And you're calling Ada to come out, yeah? Okay, just making sure I understand what's gonna happen.
Yep, it's just right there on the and it's weird because it looks like it should be catching this boat on fire or something, but there is a trail of like singed paw prints from this lion that lead back downstairs. Looked like someone was walking with like branding irons, like the old-fashioned ones for cattle, like
Okay.
like on their feet.
Wow.
So Tanis and Cypress, even just passively, you will notice that there's like when you're going to talk to the driver, you'll notice that there's a source of light coming from just below you guys. But we'll get to you guys in a second. I just really need to know how this goes. So
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right.
Dex, can you
Fair
help me? Sleight of hand. Well, actually, let's see if she can get him distracted to actually leave the room altogether.
This is obviously.
Hold on, my friend. You stay here with the very scary fire lion and what will be a very mad Ada, and I will go give the captain a flask.
Okay, here.
I take the flask. Is there any other entrance to this? The one door? Alright.
If you need to do it, just tell them that there's a lion of fire out here. That always seems to get people's attention. I don't know why.
I'm going to like sit above like where that is, I guess on the upper deck, that doorway,
okay.
and just wait. And as soon as Ada passes by, I'm going to like slip in.
So
Talk to
the door, just so you're aware of, is where Aisling is.
Okay, yes, I'm above the door, and I'm waiting for Ada to come out. And
I'm gonna
go
put
over-
your character just above over here, just over these crates there. All right, so Aisling, what are you doing?
She is going to creep in. Are Aisling and the captain yelling at each other? Still?
Yeah, Ada was in the middle of yelling at the captains. Like, she is on her feet, pounding on the table. Like, what do you mean, no? And then she just stops and sees you come in, and she's just like, oh, fuck.
Aisling was just like rocking on her heels for a second, just waiting.
The captain plate cleared, there's no more food, and he just smiles. And he looks, from the time that you've been with him, you can tell the difference between a frightened smile and a smile of pure fucking relief. He is looking at you like if Ada wasn't here, he might be crying of joy to see your face.
Oh,
like- Oh, love, what can I do for you? You need me, right?
Well, perhaps, but Ada, I know you had a job for me, and well, I thought I could pull you away for a moment to discuss that.
Ada just takes a really deep sigh again. She looks at the captain, like, clearly aggravated, but she pushes herself off of the table, and she looks over at the captain one last time. She's like, better not fucking move. And she looks over at Aisling, and she's like, okay, dear. What is it that you need? I'm
Well,
sorry
if-
you got to see that.
Oh, it's no problem at all. Seeing it. I'm just glad that there's some communication between you two.
Yeah, communication. Don't change, okay? For any man. Anyone. Don't change.
Right. Well, if you'd like to step outside, and she'll just awkwardly point towards the door, and like she's not usually insistent on pointing anywhere, like, hey, can we come this way? But she
Because-
will awkwardly do that.
Okay, so because of like how frustrated she was, she is clearly like she's still calming down, so she's not really noticing your strange behavior. Her rolls are not doing so great, and she won't notice Dex just looming over her on the barrels.
I slip in as a
Does she
Okay.
notice the lion and the firebird sitting next to a barrel getting drunk?
yeah for them to notice that.
Yeah,
Right.
so the minute she comes outside, she sees this bright light coming from the other side of the deck, and she's kind of confused, and she makes her way just a little bit forward in front of Aisling. She doesn't see the ale right away, but she definitely sees Firebird and Fire Lion, and she's like, I'm not going to yell because I don't want to blow your ears out, but in her... almost exactly how she talks to the captain, she's like, what the fuck is this? Why is there... And then she's like yelling for her like the crew to be like, fire! Like, why is no one doing anything?
And I just like grab an ale, put it in the barrel, fresh, and just try to hand it to her.
Her mouth just keeps dropping because now she notices the ale. And then she realizes you're a firebird because she didn't see that earlier with said cloak, and she doesn't remember it really well from last night because he had left early.
Yeah, no, cloak is off now, and I am in full-on flame on mode, and yet I'm slowly drinking this ale myself.
No cringing while you drink it.
Oh, there's still the cringe. It's never not there.
Like, Ada, she's not connecting Aisling to this at all. She's just like, ale, fire, my crew is going to die. Either because the boat's on fire,
fine.
or I will shoot them all. But she's like running to she's running towards the fire, essentially, and she's like trying to figure out where some water is.
Oh, I could do create or destroy water very smoothly.
So she's there and she sees Aisling and she's like, Aisling, turn the what? Is that a person? It's a person. He's on the lion. What the fuck? Well,
He just waves.
Then Aisling will take a drop of water in her hand and just sort of create this larger rotating ball of water, and she has it hovering over her hand, and she'll just say, Ada, I don't think there's any danger in burning, but just in case. And she has it hovering over her head.
She's like freaking out because she's stuck between the safety of the passenger, because she thinks this person's a passenger. She doesn't understand the fire line, but is comfortable on it. And also the safety of her crew. Before she's able to say anything, some of the crew members that were in the area kind of make their way close to said lion, kind of being like, yo, Ada, it's cool. Nothing's burnt. Like, don't worry, man. We would have done
there's
something.
a few paw prints on the ground, but that's about it.
Yeah, no, this one orc man who's like coming up, he's just like he's stepping on the paw prints, trying to hide them in dust. Like, Ada, calm down.
I just want to point out real quick that while we were having our conversation, I kind of jokingly asked Tanis, hey, what do you think they're doing right now?
Yeah. This.
Yeah, this is what they're doing. God.
And now we know.
So Ada's still freaking out while the crew is trying to calm her down. Aisling just has water in her hands, and Bird Boy here is still cringing at every sip he's taking. The captain.
The lion is actually holding teleport. If she tries to splash us with water, that will hurt. Not me, but wildfire spirit. That is nothing but fire.
So
Okay.
Oh.
they're gonna bamf if that attack comes this way and take me with them.
So while they're all
Because
freaking
she
out,
already sorry,
Mhm.
technically speaking, she still is a little cross with the last time you made an attack and it hit her.
So while that's all happening, the captain, he's kind of looking disappointed inside because he's like, I thought Aisling was going to call for me. He looks defeated
Give him some
As-
ale, Dax,
as
save him.
Dexter comes in. He's like,
Hey, buddy, what's up? What's happening?
he like looks up expecting to see somebody around him and then realizes the voice is below him. And he turns around. He's like, oh, it's you, the friendly one.
Yeah, hey, what, dog? You know me, man. Listen, their friend Zen, he say I should make sure you get this, and I show him the flask.
He looks at the flask and for a second, he almost looks in disbelief. Like he doesn't want to touch it because he's like, touch it, it'll disappear.
It's okay, my friend. She is clearly distracted, as you can hear. Let's share a drink.
And a single happy tear rolls down this man's face.
I brown at him. I'm like, I know the feeling, my friend. It's a good day.
And he takes the flask with both hands as if he's never touched a drop of ale in what you can almost assume at least maybe a week, 2 weeks. From your experience and what you understand, he should have a flask on him at all times.
No, Ada, scariest woman in all the seas. What crack can have on Ada? Yeah, and I cheers like his bling drink.
And he just nods his head yes, and then he's like, he takes a swig, and that tear finally rolls down his cheek. He is super happy, super relieved, and then he's like, they don't call her the Sea Huntress for nothing.
That man, but I'm going to skedaddle before back because
Wait.
I don't want. What? What you want me to do, man?
no,
You want us
no.
both die?
No, don't. Just fill this up. Just. Once she gets back, I won't be able to touch one of these for a while. Please, man.
Here, do you want mine? You can take mine, my friend.
The one I gave him originally should still be on the desk, assuming she never let him touch it.
Oh no, she threw that. Like there's a cup in the middle of the room.
I hand
I
him
just
my
figured
cup.
it was in the ocean.
I did not imagine she would waste that. I
Oh no.
imagined she'd take it
The
herself.
cup is in the middle of the room. Whether there's liquid or not, that's a whole other question.
I hand him my cup. Say, here, take this. I know that it's going to be very dry for a little.
He like grabs this little man's hand, and he looks at him as if he was looking at his god, and he says, "May Thassa bless you."
My friend, if Ada also allows it, let's just say you owe me one. But not that Ada's indiscretion, obviously, that she is so scary. Oh my god.
He kind of whimpers. He's like, he nods his head, yes. I owe you one. Not your family. You. Got it?
Between me and you, fuck those guys.
And he just nods,
Fair enough.
lets go of his hand, and starts nursing this bad boy. And every sip he takes, he just.
I will try and give you a signal when she is on her way back.
He just nods again.
And I sneak back out.
From like before you even get out, he sneaks back into his the captain's quarters because he knows if Ada comes in, she'll see him right away. So at least there's another door between him and his ale. Now, Ada at this point has been calmed down and been pulled to the side. The other crewmates telling Aisling, like, "It's okay, don't worry, we got her. You could put that away. Just save us a drink," type of thing.
Okay.
So that mess is being dealt with. Let's go back to the top deck. These two here had just overheard the current driver of ship and a crewmate talking about some things that they decided to speak to the driver about. How do you guys approach them?
Excuse me.
Stealthily, I'm trying to overhear them.
He'd start by just trying to overhear them.
Did you want to
'Cause
get
we were just-
I'm gonna
closer?
stand next to them and just awkwardly stare at them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
guys get at least within 5 feet of them to this point where you're just like looking.
Thanks.
Stare.
I can hear them a little bit
Yeah.
closer than that, but
Stare.
Yeah, because you guys are the only people here. They definitely notice that you guys have made your approach.
yeah.
And the woman next to you is not staring daggers, but is staring very uncomfortably. Like if she didn't have manners, she probably would be up in their face.
Staring knives.
Stare.
The orc gentleman who is driving the boat's like, can I help you?
No, we're just listening.
Repeat that last part again.
Repeat all of it, in fact.
What? What are you guys? What?
You're listening.
Just repeat it.
The
You can
orc
see
looks
Tannis
over.
is starting to get impatient.
The orc looks over at the lizard man who's next to him, and the lizard just nudges him, like, just tell him, just tell him.
We're just curious.
Just remember. And the orc just kind of shrugs, like, oh, I guess. We were just talking about this tale from his village. Or is your village? Was it your village? I don't remember what you said. He's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Just tell him. Passengers need to get out of here. This is our downtime. We don't want to go near area.
Tannis will snap her fingers. Focus.
Sorry.
Downtime. You're driving the ship.
It's my downtime, not his. Anyway, just tell him.
I love that
And-
voice.
Thank you.
That's actually really great.
I love it.
Just tell them.
The orc just kind of like shrugs. He's like, oh my god. Okay, whatever. Anyway, my dude over here, he overheard some rumors from some village close to the mountains in Akros. Apparently, I don't know if you guys heard or I mean, like, I think everybody knows, but you know, a few, like, I guess a while back. Yeah, a while back. He kind of
No
looks over at
comment.
the lizard folk and he's like, just tell him. He's like, I'm trying. But it was a while back, wasn't it? And he's like, oh my god.
Just say it.
So
Oh my gosh, what's going on?
I grow tired of your games.
Tannis's hands are starting to glow a little bit, like she's getting ready to launch a spell at these two.
And this is Akros?
He mentioned Akros for sure, yes.
Ooh.
What in Akros? What
The
weapon?
lizard folk just like pushes past the orc because he can see he's dealt with women before and he can tell when a woman is being super impatient and he doesn't like being on the end of that. So he just pushes the orc out of the way. He's like, look, okay,
Smart man.
what was it, like 70 years ago? That was like the time before, you know, Mogus and what's his face? Eros? Whatever. The son of her mentor. The time before that, before the gods kind of went missing again. 70 years ago. You remember? Anyway, here's what I'm here for this. You know,
You're asking. I
God, son,
wasn't there.
the god of the sun and the god of the forge man. They were fighting. Did you? Not that people know, but they were fighting. Now apparently Heliod started it, and they got a big fight, and apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, but first, he might have made a weapon to kill a god, and it may have gone somewhere close to Akros, or in the mountains. Because apparently something fell from the sky when they were fighting. I don't know if it's true or not. But apparently a lot of people, well, maybe not a lot of people, are going that way to look for it, but they haven't found nothing.
Well, maybe it's something that kind of turning to tennis. Maybe it's something that we might be interested in looking into.
Yeah, there's definitely a spark of interest in her eyes as she's listening to this.
Is
So
there anything else you can tell us?
The orc is annoyed by his friend taking over his story time and
Oh.
pushes orc. The orc pushes the lizard folks like, I was gonna
Aw.
tell them. Look, like my friend said, like a while back, they said whatever crashed down may be able to kill a god, but nobody knows where it is. But some people, I guess some people, like not a lot of people, some people, like maybe less than 5%, maybe 2%,
I don't know.
and like the lizard hits the orc in the chest. He's like, fucking get on with it. He's like, oh. Anyway, rumor has it that something or some village or some place has record of where it is. It's
what place is
Yeah.
that?
Just
I don't
around Akros?
around the mountains. Around
So
the,
Akros has records of where this god-killing weapon is.
I don't know for sure Akros, but definitely someplace in said area. You know the mountain range there?
Yes.
Yeah, like there. Some people say it's near Akros. It could be by Mount Kure. It could be next to Mount Bessos, Mount Felis. Could be even close to the fucking like lion area. Like I don't know. It's somewhere along the mountain that
Riskus.
way. Yeah, that place
Hmm.
where they say some lions, not all lions, just some. I think
Yeah,
just a few, but more than normal. There's a lot of lions there, but not everybody, not all lion folk. And he keeps going on again, and the lizard just pushes him aside while he does his tangent about how not all Leonins live in Oreskos. And he's like, okay, you guys happy now? Can I enjoy our break?
Tannis has turned around and started walking away already.
Yeah, I'm walking with her.
Jeez Louise, man. Why you can't just fucking tell a story? It's like, but they don't all live there, man. Everybody thinks all the Leonin live in Oreskos. And those two just continue arguing while you two make your way downstairs and see Ada is cornered trying to like calm down with some of the other crew members. Dexter is out, Aisling is out, and Zen is out on the other side of the deck with Big Lion, and they're drinking booze.
Question: did you ever fire that water ball at us?
No. She just kind of let it dissipate.
That's good.
Yeah, because Lion was actually on all hind legs, ready to essentially bam, but once it goes away, it'll sit back down.
Hey, look, a fire lion. Who's a good fire lion?
Yeah, she would have felt quite freaked out by the fire lion. And with that would have made her quickly dissolve the water.
Weirdest thing about seeing a fire lion is seeing the fire bird interacting with it. Hey, did we hear any of what they were being told? That story?
If you guys, I'm gonna say no, just because they are on a higher deck. You might have heard like a few of the fucking tell the story and like duh.
I didn't hear any of it while I was upstairs waiting to like sneak in.
Were you
No,
upstairs?
you
waiting
would
to
you
sneak
would have
in?
been inside. You would have been inside with the
By then.
yeah. So don't worry, you may or may not get chances to hear this because this deck is these people love to talk.
So
I'm
I'm
happy to
get
know
the job briefing from Ada. That's been
I
burning
know.
in me so bad.
Yeah, okay. So we'll continue on that part. So the two come down, see the bird, the lion, Dex. Ada is finally getting set free from the crew, and she's looking at Aisling. And normally she looks very softly at Aisling, but she's like, you, Captain's quarters, now.
Oh. Okay, if Ada, who usually makes an effort to sound or to be kind to her, is looking harsh, then that's reason to panic.
So they make it inside. Do you want to roll a perception check for me?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. That is, base 19 with a bonus. Is that 20? Perception. Yeah, that's 25.
So you
Nice.
can clearly tell that the captain is hiding behind a curtain.
Painfully obvious.
Like,
Aw.
for her, painfully obvious. Like, he's on his tippy toes trying to make sure that the curtains doesn't catch his feet. Like,
Aw.
Ada is not noticing this at all because she's just focused.
It's like she might look around and be like, "Oh, he must have gone to the upper deck when we weren't looking, or
Who?
the lower deck,
Yeah.
maybe." And
Who
she's
is-
just kind of like mentally winking.
Boys?
You don't know it, but you can sense the sense of relief and fear coming from a curtain. But Ada kind of looks at you like, "What are you talking?"
Nothing.
And she like sits in the captain's seat, puts her feet up as if she owns the space. To be honest, she's mostly in here than he is.
Hmm.
And she's just like, "Look, dear, I don't know what that was all about, but I don't appreciate pranks on the boat."
Oh, I'm sorry, Ada. And she looks right down at the ground and looks like terrified, like, "Oh my gosh, I've earned a reprimand."
Seeing this, Ada, like, she is trying her best to be strict. You could like, she's fighting with herself to be the real version of her, but she's like, "You are so small, I will break you. I can't." So she like swallows everything in her, and she's like, "Remember, be a lady, be a lady." It's okay. It's fine. It's you did nothing wrong. You got my attention, which is better than some of our fucking mates. But it's fine. No one got hurt. I just want you to be aware that if you notice there's a fire, maybe tell me before you let me see it. Especially if it's not dangerous.
I'm sorry, Miss Ada. I didn't mean to let that go.
That's fair.
I don't. The last thing I need is more panic, and I apologize very much. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. Okay, look, this isn't even the reason why I called you in here, dear. Do you remember our conversation last night?
I do. You said there was a passenger you needed me to watch?
Yes, actually, I don't really know the specifics about this. The captain, anyway, captain told me to take care of this passenger, and normally I would be more than happy to take care of it, as you're aware, dearie. But seeing as the past few hours haven't been going so smoothly, I don't think I'll have the time to. So that's why I'm passing it on to you. The job itself is simple enough. You just need to make sure the passenger in question is comfortable. She looks through some of the pages on the desk and finds a document and looks it over again. She's like, "Yes, comfortable. You don't have to feed her. You don't need to watch her. Like, apparently you just need to make sure she's comfortable."
I sense that there's something specific to this idea of making her comfortable.
To be honest, the captain didn't leave me with much. But knowing the captain, he wouldn't ask us to pay attention to anybody if it was just a nobody. Whatever this person's standing is in wherever she's from, or wherever he got these orders from, it's relatively important.
Are the orders from her or from an
I-
outside source? Did someone drop her off?
To be honest, the captain was the one who brought her here. I don't know where he found her. I don't know why she's here. All I know is that she is important, and we need to make sure she's quote unquote comfortable, according to the captain. And then she passes a photo of the girl to you. I don't know what her ties are with anything or anyone. If you need that info, dear, talk to the captain. But honestly, don't mind it too much and stay out of trouble. I don't know what's going on with the crew and these passengers, but I don't think I've ever been this stressed in so long. Actually, no. When was our last cruise? 3 weeks ago? No, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, no, that was the last time I was stressed.
Well, anything I can do to make you less stressed, I will certainly try to make it so.
Ada, you're a good kid. If you'd
Well-
like to help a lady out, I'm not a big fan of Firebird, but I am a fan of his ale. Make sure that we have a barrel full by the time we leave Deyda, eh?
I'll get on that.
Oh, yeah, before I forget. Either later today or sometime before we arrive tomorrow. Bring those adventurers back here. I still have to give them their quote-unquote rewards.
Of course. And does this the passenger that you need to watch or make sure that they're comfortable? What's her name? Or
She
was one
flips.
listed?
She flips the picture around upside down, upside down, over.
Mhm.
Sorry, she flips the picture over, and on the back of the photo, it just says cleric.
Cleric.
And that's what Captain says we call her.
Well then,
I'm sorry that there's not a lot of information, but I feel like since you're the only woman with a womanly touch on the boat, you are probably the best one. Make sure she's comfortable.
I can visit her and make sure that there's anything she may need, and if there's nothing else, then I will let her be, I suppose.
Yes. Before you go, this is for you. And she puts a key on top of the photo and slides them both across the desk towards you.
Okay.
She's aware that you have access to her room. Keep that to yourself.
Of course.
And just take it easy, okay?
All right. And you too, Ada. And
Thank you.
Aisling will reach out and pat her shoulder and give her a reassured look.
She looks up at you like a big sister looks up to their little sister as if they're like, I know you mean well, but thanks.
Aw, bless her heart.
Now, if you don't mind, I just need to take a breather. Just need to be away from everyone for 2 seconds.
I understand completely. And should you need a pillow to scream into, well, I'll find you one if you need it.
Bless your heart. Oh, bless your fucking heart, child.
And she delivered that as if she was trying to make a joke, but it doesn't land as a joke, because this is
No.
a sincere moment. Yes.
If you see the captain, tell him to stay away from this room, bro.
Will do. And she glances just at the floor towards the captain, very briefly.
Do you want to roll a quick insight check for me?
Sure. 22.
If feet could look like they have a sweat drop, it definitely does look that way.
Well then. Are you sure that's not just something running down his leg?
Oh, you don't know that. I mean, smell-wise, smells decent, but maybe the scent hasn't hit your nose yet. But you'll find out sooner or later. I mean, Ada definitely will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could definitely create an awkward situation.
Oh yeah.
Where did this bottle come from?
I gotta wonder
Maybe to clean it up.
if me and Dex bust in there right now and say, "Hey, we got the cask." How sad would it be if she sits there to drink all of it while he's hiding?
It wouldn't be a surprise to the crew. But we'll call it a night here.
Okay.
Yeah.
If y'all are good.
Sweet.
Hello, Heidster here. I play Aisling Rose, the Wood Elf Druid, shy little bean who lives perpetually in her cloak. What's up with that, right? Well, you'll have to keep listening to find out. Thank you so much for listening to part 2 of our Theros campaign, run by the lovely Miss Corey. I think she's been doing a fantastic job so far, especially for her first time DMing. Woohoo! And big shout out to Miss Sky as well, because she's taken on the great responsibility of editing and posting these recordings. You go, girl. Again, thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and/or give us a comment if you enjoyed. I'm wishing each of you good vibes and blessings around your day. Bye for now.
That was the whole purpose of this, is to make sure it works for everyone, right? So if it doesn't work for everyone, we're gonna work it. What?
Porpoise. Yes.
I hate you.
So that
Guys, you guys suck.
Whole aquatic animal of it.
Ay, he's a minimum.
we understand.
Thank you. Somebody's on my team here.
Porpoise.
But also, to be fair,
wrong.
Porpoise.
we said porpoise together at the same time.
That's what you said. What's wrong?
Stop
We think
it.
alike.
I'm getting attacked. I am your dad.
Yeah, this is all staying in the video, by the way. I'm not
Not
editing this
out
out.
again.
Oh my god.
That's
Porpoise.
the porpoise.
The word of today, because
It's
There's-
birding.
it is definitely not birding.
Word of today is birding.
It's probably birding.
Yeah, it's definitely birding. You hear this, you know this.
I think we established that already.
Alright, guys. Alright.
What's gonna be the worst way to die?
Explosion.
Honestly, no. Like full busted gut, kind of full. It feels great.
Isn't there like somebody had a hamster that ate drywall? When they got the hamster out, it drank water and exploded.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Oh my god, that's terrifying!
Fortunately, yes, that happened.
Yeah, holy fuck, that's science too. God damn.
Yeah, that's unfortunately true.
That's so fucked.
So I'm adding this horrible joke as well. It's like, have you ever just held a hamster? And the only way you could possibly throw it, because it's just the perfect shape to do
What?
so, in
What?
a good setting, is if you were in a fire and you had to save the hamster by throwing it out the window to someone else and they had to catch it. Then you're a hero.
Oh my god, what has this session turned
I mean,
into?
that's true. That's true.
Like, you saved that school hamster, because these kids still have a pet to play with. You're a good person, but deep down, it's like, oh, perfect. I always wanted to throw that thing.
Leave your
Nice
thoughts in the
magic.
comments about the throwability of hamsters.
You guys don't know
That's
there might
my
be other
tragic-
passengers here, and one of them might be a rodent of some sort.
Let's go through them.
Here's the
Can I
thing.
roll a
Let's
perception
feed
check
them
to
this
see if there's
drywall.
a hamster person around?
Okay, I've got
If
an idea,
there-
guys.
Is a hamster
get a
folk,
whole-
I'm gonna buy them armor that like lets them roll into a ball, and they're the new cannonball.
Oh my god. Yes.
Oh my god, like an
Okay,
Overwatch.
guys.
Yeah, or
I've got an idea. We get a whole bunch of hamster people. We feed them drywall.
oh my
we get a whole
god.
bunch of water. We stick it all in a horse and tell them that when we give the signal, they drink the
Oh
water.
my god.
We're
like a
never
bomb.
getting off this boat.
We're just gonna get attacked by sirens, but they're actually just gonna be in the form of porpoises.
Okay, just breathe. It's fine. It's fine.